Hello everyone and welcome. I have an exclusive interview here with the new Davison Varsity head coach, Coach Mike Williams. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. So basically, my first question is, why and how did you start? Did you fall in love with the game of basketball?
I just fell in love with the game of basketball, playing with friends, and I'm a competitor, so anything that had to do with competition, I wanted to be part of, and I just grew up with a great group of guys that we all competed in basketball, and as I got older, became more of a student of the game, and had some great mentors as far as coaching is concerned. And when my playing days were done, and I was in college, I gave coaching a shot, and I fell in love with teaching the game, and you still are able to have that fix for that competition.
So, talk about a little bit about your playing career and how that all worked out.
Well, I played up to high school, and my first love was football, and so I went to Fair State. I played about 1.5 years of football and got injured. And really couldn't come back the same way that I was. And basketball was just something I did as a hobby, for fun. But I played in a lot of very competitive tournaments and very competitive leagues, things of that manner. And just when I got into teaching, it just kind of worked out where every time that I would either do my student teaching or had a teaching mentor, it always seemed to be with a basketball coach. And so, and that's what really got me into coaching, more so than my playing career. It was being involved with different coaches and watching different teams and being interested in helping kids grow and teach the game.
What was your first coaching opportunity?
It was in 1999. I was the freshman coach for Big Rapids High School, and that was a fun experience. And I had a great group of guys. We won a lot of games. We had a lot of fun, and from there I did my student teaching once I graduated from Fair State in 2000. I did my student teaching at Flushing. I developed a relationship with Tony Holliday, who had won the 1995 state championship in Class A at Flint Northern. He was a mentor to me. He helped me learn not just how to play the game, but how to teach the game, and how to develop players and help players get better. From there, we both transitioned to Beecher. I was the JV coach for 2 years, and then I took over as the varsity coach. Humble beginnings, started out 3-18, but just really kind of grew into the job and grew to love the grind and the journey and the competition, and also just working with kids and helping them develop and learn and get to the next level of life.
Talk about how difficult it must have been to leave such a steady program as Beecher was. I mean, you built up. You were there for a long time, and you won multiple state championships there. And just talk about how tough it was to leave that program behind and leave.
Well, definitely tough. But my life changed. The people in my life changed. I lost a lot of people in my life around that time, a lot of support that I had, and the main one I would say was when I lost my father to COVID. I lost my father to COVID in April of 2020, and life for me became more urgent. It became more about my children and my mother and my wife, and I had to make some decisions not based on what I wanted to do, but what was best for my family. I still love Beecher. Will always love Beecher. What we did there, I don't think it can be duplicated anytime soon. But in life, the one thing that you have to understand, and my father taught me, and his words will always echo in my mind, the only thing that remains the same in life is change. And you have to be ready for change, and you have to be ready to adapt. And just talking to Mr. Beamer and some of the other administrators, that I really felt like this would be a good place to start and move forward in life. That was a tough chapter for me personally, and my father got my kids back and forth to school every day. So that it goes a little bit deeper than basketball when you talk about why did I have to leave? Why did I leave? It was bigger than just basketball and winning championships. An opportunity presented itself for me to not only advance my career as an educator, continue as a basketball coach, not only that, but to be there for my family and to make my family's life better. And as you get older in life and your perspective changes, and things that were important to you are no longer so much important to you anymore. And so in a short span of time, losing my grandparents, my father, one of my best friends, and knowing that I had to become the patriarch of our family, I had to make some changes in my life. And so one of the positive changes was coming to Davison.
How excited were you to come to this program, which really hasn't really been on the same level as Beecher in recent memory, and coaching these kids who you're now just meeting?
Well, the exciting part is we're already watching the growth. The kids are excited. We're excited. It's a new beginning. The community is excited. I'm happy to be part of the community. My kids are I've never seen my kids smile so much. So, and I've lived in Davison for a while, and so I've already been part of the community, just not part of the school system. And, I don't care where you coach at, you're gonna have a different group of kids every year or every 2 years. And just to be able to bring something new, something exciting, and to watch the kids start buying into the change in culture, the change in pace, and be open to learning and excited to do the things that we're doing. And not to mention that we have a great staff with former Saginaw Arthur Hill head coach Greg McMath, and former head coach from Charlotte Chris Hutton. Charlotte, I'm sorry, he's from Charlotte. But we have a great staff, and I don't feel the pressure of we got to win a state championship right now. I get a chance to build a program, and we get to start from the beginning, from scratch, and build it into something that we want and something that we're proud of. And the response from the community has been incredible. And so the things that I would have liked to have done early in my career at Beecher, I think I can do here. And that's, be able to start from the bottom, start the feeder program, start with the young kids. I'm excited about that. I have 2 sons in the district. I'm excited to be able to help them and their friends develop and just really bring the community together, and kind of piggyback off the football and wrestling program and the bowling program, and try to make it into a championship program all the way around.
What can we expect from a Mike Williams coach team?
We're definitely we're going to play hard. We're going to be disciplined. We're going to be exciting because we want to play fast, and we want to have fun. And when you ask that first question, how did I get into basketball? It's because it's fun. It's fun to compete, to get up and down the floor. Basketball is it's a fast-moving game, so it's fun. It's fun to watch, it's fun to coach, and it's fun to play. And so more than anything, if anybody had a glimpse of us Monday night in our exhibition. I think, some things stood out, but more than anything what stood out was I think everybody had fun that night. I think every player, one through however many players we had, everybody were on their feet. They were cheering for each other. They were excited. They wanted to play hard. They wanted to play smart, and they wanted to play together. And that's what a Mike Williams coach team would look like.
Your first game is against a division rival in Lapeer. Obviously, it's going to be a pretty competitive and tough game, but especially it's your first game. So what can we expect? At
the end of the day, we're trying to win 8 games in a row at the end of the season. So, if that means our first game is going to be or feel like if our first game is going to feel like a rivalry or a big game, those are the type of games we want to play in. We want to play in the big games. We want to play in the rivalry games. We want to play in the games where the gym is packed and there's pressure, because we want to simulate the state championship, and we want to put our kids in a position where they believe that they belong, and try to build toward winning a state championship. And that starts with, tomorrow night, playing against a rival. Both teams are going to come at each other as hard as possible, and that's the fun of competition.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited to have you here at Davison. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That'll do it here for DTV. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good one.